in this series on how I write, design, and self-publish my books in step number 5 of the process. Here's how I go about doing research for any new book that I'm going to write and how I organize my research findings so that I can write my book really fast. Come on, let's check it out. Now, unless I'm writing my new book off the top of my head or from experience, from my own mind or life, I do like to do research for my books. And when I do, I like to go to any combination of the following resources, such as YouTube videos. I will watch countless videos on YouTube. And also, while I'm watching those videos or listening to the audio, I'll go through the comment section and I'll read what hundreds of other people are commenting about on that particular topic, and I'll make note of something that jumps out, or, oh, that was a really great way, this person said this. So articles. I'm a big reader of articles online and offline. So we're talking blogs, magazines, news and current events. Sometimes something might come up like a topic or an idea. Oh, that's a good, I'm going to go research that real quick. They brought up something important. TV shows and movies. Hey, you never know. My own experiences, of course. Other people's experiences. And then you have classes and workshops and speeches, which I've gone to many classes and in the past, or even online, taken online courses and got ideas and content for books. That's another great area to go find information and do research for your topic, for your book. Then there's conversations that I have with people. Anytime I'm talking with people, I am paying close attention to what they're saying. I'm a big proponent and advocate for listening. I'm really doing a lot more listening than talking. And I say, really, that's interesting. Tell me more about that. What was your experience? Well, what happened to you? Wow. Has that ever happened to you? Wow. Oh, wow. So conversations, confessions. And, people do, Bart, I feel like I can talk to you. I'm going to share something with you that's very private and personal. Now, of course, when they do that, I'll always spin the story and, of course, hide the name of the person. And that person or anybody reading it in the book would never know that I actually got that idea for the book, maybe from someone's personal confession that they shared with me. And basically, if you go online, you'll find millions of other people sharing the same kind of concept or experience that they were confessing about. So it's not that there's anything exclusive about what you heard. It's just that you heard it from another person. And then, of course, other resources include books. I have a library of books at my house, and everybody's impressed. They come over to my house. They're like, Bart, did you read all those books? I said, 60 to 80% of them. Yeah, go open up any book on that shelf, any of them. And look, you'll see lines. You may see notes in the margin. That's me. And then ebooks. This is a great way to get information about a topic you're writing about. Just pick any topic. And then go find Kindle free ebooks that are $0. If you have the Kindle Unlimited account, it's like $10 a month. You can read any ebook in this particular category, the Kindle Unlimited, and just read and read and read and read until your heart's content. I'm going to show you one of the books. When I was rewriting it, I said to myself, Bart, why don't you go and read every book on coaching? Life coach, personal coach, business coach, etc. Go read 50 books. And I did. And I read 50 ebooks, Kindle, in like 30 to 60 days. I'm kind of a speed reader myself. So I read 50 books on the subject. I then extracted all the nuggets out of those books and brought them into my notes folder. So I'm going to go into how I store my notes as well from my research in just a minute. But the point is you can get a lot of information for your book by doing research and going to any of these resources. Now, did I leave anything out? Is there some resource that you go, hey, Bart, you forgot to add this to the list? Hey, go for it. But this list gives you a lot of potential to extract the kind of research that you need to do. And a little tip on that is when you gather the research from these sources, YouTube videos, articles, other people's experiences, you bring them home, you store them. Let me get into that right now. So as I accumulate research material for use in my books, I'll use YouTube playlists, text file documents, phone note files, an app that's like a note app for taking notes in my phone, because I might be away from my computer and I might just have a crazy idea and, oh, I want to elaborate on that. So I'll put that in my notes in my phone. Google Documents, Microsoft Word docs, and then browser bookmarks. You know, you may have some websites that you just can't get to right now, but you're going to get to it later when you have time. So bookmark them in your browser. Now, with these documents, I'm going to store, sort, and reference the notes and ideas that I make for writing my new book. Now, let me show you some of these note-taking ways that I've done for these two books in particular. Now, every book is different, how you go about writing it and researching it. In fact, one book that I rewrote, I spent 6 months watching YouTube videos, lying in bed, 3 to 5 hours a night, watching videos and reading comments. Now, let's just say 6 months worth, and that's pretty much what it was, kind of. 6 months worth of watching videos and taking notes and reading other people's opinions and gathering those notes and those words and verbiage and putting them in a notes folder, file, and then being able to reference that pile, that mountain of research and knowledge for writing your book. You're going to write the most astounding, fact-packed book that anyone's ever written. And if you ever read any of my books, there's no fluff in my books. I write books with meat in them, They leave you full, satisfied. Okay, let's get into just these two books right here real quick. And then I think you got the idea of why and how I go about researching my books. And hey, if you incorporated some of these research techniques, I think you'll find too that your books are going to be meaty as well. So this first book, Where Are You and Where Art Thou? Let's take a look at just a couple of things that I did. For starters, what I did was I created a playlist. Now, here is the playlist on YouTube. It's called Dating and Relationships, okay? And in this, you can tell that there's over 454 videos. And I'm just going to scroll up and down, letting you see that all of the topics in this particular playlist all relate to dating, relationships, sex, topics that are trending in the media and in different atmospheres, on the web and on YouTube, etc. And basically, it's my job to just watch these videos. And it isn't so much that I'm watching them because I really just need the audio. So what I'll do is as I'm listening to the audio, I'll go and scroll through 930 comments for this particular video, and I'll just read the comments. The video is going to be 15 minutes. I'll read comments for as long as I want. Wow, this is good. Oh, this is good. Oh, I like that. And what am I doing? I'm also educating myself on this topic as I scroll through these comments, and I'm getting sharper and wiser. I might not be able to take all the information that I collect and put it in the book. That would be a 400, 500, 600 page book. No way. But instead, I'm going to put what goes in the book, the most concise meat and material, almost like the cliff notes of whatever it is I'm writing about. And then the extra knowledge that I've gained from, again, reading these comments and a few other things, all I'm going to do is use that talking material. I gave it away. Inside interviews. Hey, Bart, what's your thoughts on X topic? Well, I didn't mention it in my book, but here's my point of view on that. XYZ 1, 2, 3. Okay. So YouTube. And let me show you the Kindle Unlimited, where basically, research ebooks for your topic what book are you writing, and in particular, this one is for dating and relationships. So I looked up dating and relationship ebooks. So I'll scroll through, and anywhere you see Kindle Unlimited 0, Kindle Unlimited 0, go and get the Kindle Unlimited, okay? Subscribe to it. It's $9.99 per month, but you get a 30-day trial. So imagine your first 30 days that you're reading other ebooks to gather information and knowledge for your book. You're getting it for free. And then thereafter, it's $10 a month, So all up to you. But this is a really great resource for learning what other people have written about. How did they write their books? And here's the thing. You're going to read other people's books, and you're going to read what they did not write, what they did not cover. And so as you read these books, you're looking for holes in the writing. You're looking for topics that they didn't cover very well, and you're going to cover them better. So, and Here's another area. This one is on my phone, and on the phone, you can tell that I like to take notes. So there's an app that I use, and there's a bunch of apps like this, so you don't necessarily need to use this particular app, but this one's called Note Everything, okay? And Note Everything has unlimited note-taking capabilities. You can tell I keep a lot of book notes in this app for a lot of my books, which I've just given the acronym for the book. Where Are You? Rich Coach, Broke Coach, Motivate Yourself to Succeed, Fantasy Boyfriend, etc. And so all I do is, again, when I'm either away from my computer, I just have my phone, maybe I could be anywhere, and I want to make a few notes for the book. So what I do is I'll go and create a new note, file, text note, and I'll give it a name. Okay. And you can call it whatever you want. I'm just calling it book notes, and then the acronym for my new book. Okay. And then just start typing. And you can type anything you want. Doesn't matter. You could put a space in between your notes. And again, I'm just typing some gibberish here. You know what I'm saying. And then just if you backspace, or go back, well, there it is. My new book. Whatever text file you were working on last will show up at the top. My new book. So let's go into Where Are You? And here were various notes that came to me. And all I did was I pushed down whatever notes I took, and then I would add the new notes up top. Okay? And that way, whatever was up top was the newest. And if I ever went and took these notes and, put them in the book, then I knew that I was done with them, and I could just go to the next group of notes that are at the top. Now, here's a cool thing. Here's what I like about this. Now, let me show you how many notes I've taken for this book inside this app where I can take notes for a book. Look at the volume of notes. There was a lot of stuff here. Now, somebody might be asking, well, Bart, it's in your phone, but how do you get it to your computer? Well, pretty simple. I'm just going to click this email icon, and I'm going to say share, and I'm going to scroll down and find Gmail, and I'm going to email it to myself. Take a look. What does the body contain? It contains all the notes for this book, all of it. So again, just type to, who's it going to? It's going to me. So type your email address and then send away. Bam, done. That's how easy it is to take notes in your phone and then send them to your computer via email. Just go to your email, open it up, and then highlight all these notes and just copy them into, let me show you that. So when writing a book and keeping notes for my book, I personally like to use a text file document to store my notes. It's up to you. Do you want to use Microsoft Word? Do you want to use a text file document? For me, I do that because I like to just put the information in there. I don't want any fluff. But somebody might like to do bold and italics and underline and all that jazz, coloring fonts, etc. So here's an example of where I put all these notes for this book, Where Are You?, in this text file. It is amazing how much material I put in here. And I know where everything is because I label each little section with something with a title, new content, stuff for the intro, book related, whatever. Now, here's a Google Doc where I'll do the same thing. And maybe in this particular case, I do want to use a Google Doc because I can better visually see what it is that I'm taking notes on. I might be able to bold something that's important. I might be able to put it in a bullet format. It's all up to you. So, in a nutshell, that's kind of what I do for my research. And when I'm reading articles online, let me show you that. When I was writing Where Are You and Where Art Thou, that relationship book, there were sections in the book that had, very unique section titles that warranted me to go and research those titles to see what other people wrote about. For example, let's say 10 ways to do X. Well, I'm going to go read 10 articles, and one of them's going to be 10 ways, one's going to be 7, one's going to be 12, one's going to be 15, one's going to be 5. And I'll just go across all of them. And I'll say, you know what, you missed this, you missed that, you missed that, and you missed that. Well, I'm just going to scoop you all up, spin it in my words, and then I'll have what I want. But just take a look at this. These are tabs that are filled with articles that I was reading. Did I get to them all? No. But I tell you what, I got to a lot of them. We're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. There could be upwards of 80 to 90 articles in this window alone where I'm reading something and I'm just learning. You know what they say, the older you get, you learn the more you don't know. When you're young, you think you know it all and I'm confident and I can go out and, I know everything. Yeah, the older you get, you realize, I don't know anything. Oh my God. And so what do? You go and you read, and I like to read. I do. I like to watch and listen. I'll do pretty much anything to get information that's outside of me, inside of me, so that I can spin it and write a book in my style, and then bam, it's done. Now, real quick, I'm going to show you the text file of notes that I made for Rich Coach, Broke Coach. And I want to tell you something. When I was writing this book was amazing because this became a manual, 260 pages, manual for coaches. It was huge in the sense that I read 50 books on coaching, found them, almost all of them, to be so boring and so general in their advice. Go get a website. Really? Well, what kind of website? What should go on that website? And of course, it helped that I know how to build websites. So I knew what goes on it, how do you put a shopping cart on there, how do you create different packages that you can sell from your website when somebody wants to do coaching with you, and so much more. But what was interesting, and I'm just going to scroll through this text file of notes and just take a look at how big this file is and how much notes I took. A lot of people, if you're ever at my house and you're sitting beside me at my computer, they look at all this typed written material and they say, Bart, did you type all that? And I said, yeah, I did. And they're like, that's like a book in itself. And I said, well, I am writing a book. I need the material. And again, you're just taking information in. Maybe somebody had a great way that they said something, and you're just going to say it in a particular way that's unique for you. But what I did was this. As I took notes, I labeled each line with a particular letter. Or you could do this with numbers. This belongs to chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And what you're going to do is you're just going to take notes as they come to you. Here's something for chapter 3, something for chapter 4, something for chapter 5. And then when you're done, you're going to highlight everything. And then you're going to sort all those lines by the first character, which is a number. And then, miraculously, amazingly, like magic, all the material that you pulled together, all that research, they're all going to be clumped together according to chapter. You created a pile of information that was scattered. Chapter 1, 3, 7, 5, 4, 2, 9. It was all just scattered. But then the magic was, I caught myself as I was making these notes. I'm like, dude, this is a big book. You need to make sure that you organize everything properly. So I did, and I put those numbers there, or a letter. It could be anything, a letter, a number. And when I sorted them, then I had groups of data and information related to just chapter 1, just to chapter 2. All the material for just chapter 3. Boy, I tell you something, it made writing those chapters so easy because I had all that grouped information in one place for chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. And I'll tell you something, I learned. And you do that when you write a book and you learn some of these research techniques that I'm kind of sharing with you. You learn that writing a book could become a little easier because you know how to better research, store your research, sort and organize your research. And then when you've got that, there you go. Hey, I hope this video has been instructive, helpful, and motivating in how you too can do great research for your next book or your current book like I do. Comment in the comment section below. Let me know how you go about your researching. Did this video help you? And we'll go from there. Come on, let's go to the next video in this series. You're doing great.